Hey guys, welcome to the Paige family homestead. My name's Peggy. Andy is behind the camera.
That's me.
We've got a pumpkin, and we have a little bit of a dilemma. The little girls, Miss SUKIE-WOOKIE and baby DEE-DEE, alerted us last night that their treat jar was empty. And I've got this pumpkin, and I have no dehydrated pumpkin, so I'm going to split this into two videos. We're going to make a healthy 5-ingredient dog treat using pureed pumpkin, organic, as well as making our own oatmeal flour so we can do it. Did you know that most dogs are allergic to gluten? So come on in. Making everybody happy. The turkeys and the chickens, the inside of the pumpkin, heck, if you can afford it and you have the pumpkins to do it, give them the whole pumpkin. Did you know that it is a natural dewormer for your chickens and fowl and turkeys and what have you? So they're going to get the insides. We're not going to save the seeds. We have enough seeds set away, I think, eh?
Yeah.
So we can give this to them.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm going to half these again, and I'm going to bake them in the oven at 350 degrees until they are fork tender. See you then. Okay, so I put them in at 11. It's 1 o'clock. I had them in at 350. The knife presses. This is my favorite knife with the little tape on it. Yeah. If you've watched the other videos, you've seen it. See how easy it goes through? So that's what I'm looking for. Some of it might feel a little woody still. I'll be putting those ones back on. And I'm going to get ready to make my puree. So this would be the pumpkin puree that I use the ice cream scoop to take all the meat out of the skins. And I'm just pureeing it up now at the table. And getting ready to carry on for our next few projects. Okay, so the recipe for the dog treats calls for 1 cup of 1 cup of oat flour. I don't have any. Do you? So I've got a cup of my oats. And it says to just pulse until we have powder. And I know you don't want to hear it. I'll show you the powder. Oh yeah, look at that. Pulsed it a little bit more. Take the blade out. Look at that powder. We have flour. That is oatmeal flour. So I'll get that out, measured, and we'll proceed. Okay, so I'm not going to make these a single recipe and then only have a little bit of them because they freeze so good. Saved like in here as when they're a cookie, when this is totally dry, and put back in here. They will last only like a week. It's a cookie, right? There's no preservatives. So what we're going to do is only leave enough in there for them for 2 or 3 days, and I'll just put them in the freezer in baggies, right? But I'm going to make them all in one shot. So I'm doubling the recipe. Everything you see here will be doubled. So I'm using 2 cups of my pureed pumpkin, 6 tablespoons of peanut butter, and it's missing that, what's it called? XY, I can't remember. I'll post it right here. I'll type it right there. Make sure the peanut butter doesn't have that in it. I can't remember the name. I'm putting in 1 tablespoon or less, it's up to you, of cinnamon. Did you know that pumpkin helps aid in the dog's fiber requirements as well as helps them with urinary tract issues? Helps keep everything nice for them. So we're going to add, supposed to add 4 eggs. I'm going to add 3 to start and see if that'll carry me. I've got 4 cups of our homemade oat flour. Try not to give your dogs, a lot of dogs have allergies to wheat and we just don't know it. try not to let them have wheat-based treats. If you can, like, try to make it with rice flour. Try to make it with oatmeal oat flour. You saw how easy that was to make.
Or rice too.
I did say rice flour.
Yeah.
Try not to use wheat. And it's surprising when you look at the treats for the dogs sold in the stores by companies who supposedly specialize in dogs' health. It's flour. It's one of the first ingredients.
Yeah.
Wheat flour. Right? So, not good. So I am omitting 1 egg because I've got 4 cups here. If I find it's enough, I'll add the 4th egg. We'll play it by ear. So I'll add in half. How did I do with eyeballing that? There we go.
Not bad.
Yeah. They are going to love this. I'm going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees, if I'm not mistaken. If it's different, I'll tell you. We don't have to make these very often. They're small dogs. They do like them.
Yep.
If you find, because I have another project or 2 that I'm going to be doing with the pumpkin puree. If you find that you don't have any other use for it, put the pumpkin puree in the fridge in 2-cup measurement, or in the freezer in 2-cup measurement. Freezes in the baggie. Freezes really well. And then you've got an unlimited supply. Well, it'll seem like it, because that was a big pumpkin. Got a lot of puree to make dog cookies with, right?
Right.
Let's see what this does. If it's too dry, I do have another egg, but I don't want to.
You're doing it exactly the way I showed you to do it. I'm amazed. You're doing
I know.
well.
And people know this, Andy. When they're watching, they all know. And then we're going to take this, when we get the dough all worked in, to a floured surface. So I'll go to the table. And we're going to roll them out. Now, if you have a big dog, roll it out a little thicker, according to what dog you have. We have 2 little slipper dogs. So I'm just going to use the little heart cookie cutter. They're small. It's just a treat. I don't want it to be a meal, although it ends up it, because they like them so much, right?
Yeah.
They managed to get
Well, we spoil them like that. That's why. What, Dad? Where's my treat? I went outside and ate it.
So I'll just get this mixed, and I'll bring you to the table when we're rolling. Okay, so I've got my oven preheated to 350 degrees. It said to lightly flour your surface, so I used my oatmeal flour and roll it out to either 1/4 or 1/2 inch. I'm doing what I'm doing. I think it's like 1/4 or 1/2, around there. I'm just cutting them into tiny little hearts. I thought I'd use my decorative rolling pin because it's got all these little hearts in it. And I thought, oh, won't that look cute? Yeah, it sucks. It doesn't work. And on closer inspection, it's not even a rolling pin. It's hot glued on the handles are hot glued. You ever hear a wish? Get what you pay for. Yeah, it sucks. But they're pretty. It rolls, just don't use the handles because they're going to snap off. So it said 15-20 minutes or until golden brown, right? And like I said, for storage, it's like an ordinary cookie. What is the lifespan of a homemade cookie? Like where it's really still like fresh would be like 3 days. I don't know. I've had them out for a week. But I wouldn't go beyond that. There's no preservatives. I don't want to hurt my babies. So I'll put about a week's worth in a baggie and freeze them. And then when the container gets low, I take them out that night and let them thaw. And come morning, we're ready to spoil again. So this is going to make me quite a bit. I got 2 trays I'm going to work with. They're going to love their mama. Now, I've done this recipe for them before, and they loved it. I used rice flour. I didn't have any rice flour, so I opted to make oatmeal flour. And there are recipes using oatmeal flour. Seen it on Pinterest. Gonna make a lot of cookies, guys. I wonder if I'm gonna give up on the cutter as I go, because there's quite a bit there. I've never done a double batch, but I've always said, why didn't I do a double batch? So I have. So we'll be making cookies for a little while. When we're done, I'll bring you back. You know, kids can eat these too. There's nothing wrong with them. Might gross them out if you call it a dog cookie. Although mine used to steal the milk bone cookies out of the box. They'd steal all the whole box, and they'd pull it underneath the kitchen cupboard. Take everything from the kitchen cupboard, under the sink cupboard, out onto the floor, and wonder how I knew they were in there. Aren't kids amazing? I love it. I miss it. Okay, I'm going to keep doing this for our fur babies, and we'll be back when we get them out of the oven. So we made 158 cookies. We've got 2 trays in the oven and 48 cookies on the kitchen table. We'll see. I'm checking them in. I set the timer for 15 minutes. I said to cook for 20. I remember with the rice flour, they came out a little quicker. You know they're done when they're toasty brown. So I'll check them at 14 minutes. Okay, so there we have it. We have 158 heart-shaped cookies, minus the 4 SUKIE-WOOKIE had and the 1 baby DEE-DEE had, and the half which Suki finished that I tried. Why not? It's peanut butter, oatmeal flour, 3 eggs. What else is in there? I think that's it, isn't it? I'd have to recap. It's been a busy day. All good stuff. What I found for human consumption, I would want to add some honey, and you could for your dog too if you wanted to. But she didn't require the honey, and she didn't require the pinch of salt. So I'd call this success. Now when I'm out of rice flour, I'm not going to wig out, you know. I don't have to send Andy all the way into town to pay the astronomical price that I'm going to have to pay for it here in Tweed. But we'll look into making our own. The oatmeal flour worked, and we made the oatmeal flour. Find me a better treat for your dog. Unless it's homemade, it's not going to happen. All good ingredients. I'm going to let these cool a little bit longer, and then I'm going to put, probably 1 sleeve into the container, and the other 2 I will freeze accordingly. If you liked the video, please remember to share. It helps us so much when our content gets shared. It helps us reach more people, helps YouTube slap us up there in the suggestions because we're getting more action, you know. So please share, comment below. What do you like to put in your dog's cookies? Do you have a recipe for your dog? Or I don't know if cats would like this. I don't know. I don't have a cat. So please like, share, comment below, and remember to ring that bell. Andy, where are you? I'll have to do it. Ding, 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 ding. I'm not a dinger. See you tomorrow. Would you like another one? I'm gonna get that cookie. Oh, yes. Peanut butter pumpkin. Isn't that good? Even tastes good on that hideous carpet, doesn't it? Is that a good cookie, Sweet Pea? Oh, treats for the sweetheart. Yeah. You want another one? Are you going to have 3? Oh, look at that. Oh, what a good girl. You earned that treat. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it from you. Good girl. Love you. Yes, I do. Little SUKIE-WOOKIE. DeeDee's sleeping and doesn't want to get up. She can have her cookies later. Yep. Oatmeal works. There you go. I changed their normal recipe. Normally it's rice flour. This dog is so picky. She took that bite. She put it in her mouth. It's accepted. Score! We have success. Don't tell your sister you already had 3. Yes. Oops, I'm gonna get it. Gonna get that cookie. Oh, good girl. I'm glad you girls like it. It's good for you.